Hi everyone and welcome to our topic for today, which is all about the cash flow statement. So first, let's define what is a cash flow statement. So class, ito daw yung proseso no kung saan we are monitoring yung in and out of cash in the business. So let's say no for example si Miss Amelia Enriquez daw no ay nag-business ng laundry shop and second year na no sa operation. So ngayon 'no, makikita natin dito yung pagpasok at paglabas ng pera ng kanyang business. So it's a little bit blurred but as you can see 'no, may mga of course 'no, kanyang initial investment ay 350,000, then karoon siya ng mga withdrawal 'no, at siyempre nag-purchase siya ng mga laundry equipment and event supplies. And of course, from that point of view, syempre, once she started her operation, ayan, nagkaroon na siya ng income na 30,000. And then, syempre, kailangan niyang bayaran yung mga tubig, kuryente, no? And even payments, no? Of equipment. So, possible, installment basis siguro to, kaya may another one. And then, nagre-renta daw siya, no? May rent expense. Tapos, yun, nagkaroon siya ng collection from possible income yan, malamang. And then we have the salaries expense, no? The telephone expense, no? And some advance payment, no? From the customers. Maybe may mga nagpapalabas sa kanya na nag-a-advance payment. And as you can see, no, nakalagay mo na yung business name niya, tapos kung ano yung klaseng financial statement, and kung anong month, no, which is February 28, 2019. And as you can see, no, ito yung cash flow from operating activities. So pag wala siyang parentheses, ibig sabihin nun, pumasok yung pera. Pero pag may mga parentheses, ibig sabihin nun, lumabas. Okay? So lumalabas na negative pa siya, no? And in terms of the investing, no, which is more on investing equipment, no? Yan, no? Negative pa siya, syempre. Negative siya, I mean, lumalabas yung pera dyan. And then of course, from the financing activities, ayan, no? So may pumasok na 350, may withdrawal. So lumalabas na ang kanyang uh, ending capital is 278,000. So let's assume that Amelia Laundry Shop projected 3 months of cash flow for planning an expansion of her business. Okay? So syempre normally no, once na naka-second year ka na, possible kung nakikita mo malakas, you have this plan of expanding, no? Let's say there is an increased collection of 25%, okay? And all expenses will stay the same by month of May. Okay? Amelia grant alone amounted to 150,000. So, ganun lang ang strategy once you see that your business is growing and there's a potential uh, future cash inflow, then you can borrow money from the financial institution. So, how much is the cash flow of the ending balance of Amelia for the month of May? So, from that point of view, no, nakita natin, no, ito yung kanyang beginning cash balance. And ayan no, this is the cash received from the customers, okay, which is the 68,750. So total cash in is this one, 346,750. So as mentioned a while ago, no, nag-remain the same lang din daw yung mga expenses. So the total expenses for this one is 97,000. So ang kanyang ending cash balance is 249,000. Okay? And then in the April, ito yung nangyari, no? Ayan, no? Ito yung kanyang, syempre kung ano yung ending, yun yung maging beginning ng April. So may pumasok din na this amount. And then ito na yung balance, no? Na total cash in minus the total expenses. So lumalabas ang total cash balance is 221,000 for the month of April. On the other hand, ito yung ending, ito yung magiging beginning for May. So say may pumasok na pera na estimated amount na 68,750 and yun no, doon na umano yung loan transfer. Yun yung kung saan nagborrow ng money no, yung may-ari. Okay? So minus the total expenses, so ang total cash balance for the May is 343,250. So sabi dito, Amelia has 343,250 cash used for expansion of the business. If cash is flowing out of your business significantly faster than it is coming in, you need to examine three aspects of your cash flow, no? So kung kunyari, parang mas mabilis yung paglabas ng pera kaysa pagpasok. So you have to determine daw anong nangyayari doon sa cash flow mo. Number one, no? How and when cash comes into your business, when and when it goes again, and where it has tied up in the meantime in inventory, equipment, or for example, kasi 'di ba yung pag bumibili ka ng supply, syempre na parang natutulog mo na yung pera doon panandalian habang hindi pa nagkakaroon ng mga customers or nagre-render ka ng service. So to fix your cash flow, you need more money coming into your business. Definitely, you have to increase sales. That's the first one. At syempre, yung collection, no? Ng mga accounts receivable. Kasi pag hindi ka nangongolekta, kahit sabihin na nating naka-render ka na ng service, syempre wala pa ring pera doon. So less money going out of your business, no? Reduce cost of goods and labor, no? So pwede mong kontrolin yung cost mo pagdating sa labor and even supplies. So wag magsasayang ng supplies, wag din mag-over manpower. And less money tied up in your business, which reduce inventory and lease equipment. So let's talk about the working capital management. So dito class is nakikita nyo na yung businesses daw require adequate capital to succeed in business environment. No? Tama naman yun na hindi magsasucceed ang isang business kung walang enough or sufficient capital. So there are two types of capital required by the business. No? First is the fixed capital and the second is the working capital. So businesses require investment in asset, no, which has utilized over a long period. This long-term investment considered as fixed capital, no? Katulad ng planta, machineries. While the working capital, ito naman yung company's investment in short-term asset, no, such as the cash, the inventory, and even the what we call short-term marketable securities and accounts receivable. Yung short-term marketable securities, yung bumibili ka ng financial instrument like for a 3-month time deposit para kahit papano yung pera mo tumutubo, no? Imbes na natutulog lang sa vault. And of course, we have this net working capital which refers to the difference between the firm's current assets and the current liabilities. Okay? So, if the firm current asset exceeds its current liabilities, it means that the firm has a positive capital. Okay? On the other hand, if the current liabilities exceed current asset, the firm has a negative working capital. So, importante yung working capital such as cash, the inventory, the short-term marketable securities, and accounts receivable para tumakbo yung business. So, let's talk about the working capital management. So, sabi nga dito, no, ito yung efficient management ng firm's current asset, no, yung nasabi natin kanina, which is cash, accounts receivable, and inventory. Well, the current liabilities has something to do with the payables, no? Ito yung mga utilities, yung mga bayarin or sa suppliers, no? So, through working capital management, managers have given the challenge to balance risk and profitability that comes along each different current asset, no? And liability to contribute positively to the firm's value. So now let's proceed with the cash management system. So pag sinabing cash management, no, ito yung pagme-maintain ng cash, no, at ng marketing securities in a certain level. Okay? Kasi kunyari kung kulang ka sa cash, may mga kailangang bayaran ng short-term obligation, yung salary expense, yung rent, no. How can you pay that? So definitely you will not be liquid. So which will enable the company to meet its cash requirement and at the same time optimize the income on idle funds. Kung saan yung mga idle, yung pera na nandyan lang at hindi naman nagagamit, pwede natin siyang invest nga doon sa mga short-term marketable securities para kahit pa paano is magkaroon siya ng interest, no? So, the next one is the what we call financial officer, no? So, meron siyang specific objectives in monitoring cash balances. Number one, syempre to meet cash yan na cash disbursement needs, no? Or payment schedule. Kasi kunyari, na-late ka ng payment for electricity. So, mag-a-add on yan ng penalty which will add additional expenses for the business. And another one, to minimize the funds committed to transactions and precautionary cash balance. Kung saan, kumbaga dito, no, we need as much as possible, we have to prevent yung mga accounts receivable or minimize it. Kasi kung puro accounts receivable, ang mangyayari dyan, walang nagbabayad in cash, ang tendency, yun nga, hindi ka rin magiging liquid kasi kailangan mo ng cash for your short-term obligation. Kasi yung account receivable, it will take time bago pumasok yung pera. And to avoid misappropriation and handling losses in normal course of business. So, syempre yung mga pagsasayang ng pera like additional cost, no, or increase in cost, yun yung iniiwasan natin. So what are the reasons for holding cash? So the first one is transaction motive, no? So cash needed to facilitate normal transaction, no? That is carry out purchases and sales activities. So pag bibili ka ng supplies, kailangan mo ng cash. Pag ikaw ay magsusukli sa customer, kailangan mo ng cash, no? Pag ikaw ay magbabayad ng renta, kailangan mo ng cash. So transaction motive siya. Precautionary motive, no? Cash may held beyond its normal operating requirement level in order to provide the buffer against contingencies such as unexpected slowdown in accounts receivable collection, strike or increase in cash needs beyond management original projection. So, kunyari, no, medyo matagal magbayad yung client natin, no, na delay. Kailangan mo nang bayaran yung mga operating expenses mo. So, dapat meron kang cash reserves or buffer para meron kang pambayad ng mga yun, funds na delay yung mga cash inflow natin. And of course, speculative motive, no, cash held ready for profit making or investment opportunities that may come up such as block of raw materials, inventory offered at discounted prices, or a merger proposal. So, kanyari, no, biglang nagkaroon ng sobrang laking discount, no, for the supplies. Syempre, that's an opportunity for you to buy, no, and kung meron kang extra cash or cash buffer, pwede mong gamitin yun, pambili ng supplies para mas ma-lessen yung operating expenses mo on the coming months. No? And of course, the contractual motive, no, a company may be required by a bank to maintain a certain compensating balance in its demand deposit account as a condition of a loan extended to it. So, kunyari, no, ikaw ay maglo-loan, so normally dapat meron ka ring account tapos meron ka maintaining balance. No? Yun yung parang isa sa mga reason kung bakit kailangan meron kang cash reserves. So this is what we call the cash conversion cycle, no, which is a firm operating cycle begins from the time goods for sale manufactured sorry to the eventual collection of cash from the sale of this goods. So nagsisimula yan from production, no? And kung yan ay isang manufacturing business, then syempre ibebenta yan. Then yung collection of cash from these goods, no? The operating cycle of a firm is mainly composed of two current asset categories. First is the inventories, second is the accounts receivable. So it measures as the sum of the average age of inventory and average collection period. Kung saan, no, dun sa average collection period, no, the average age of inventory refers to the time that lapsed when a good manufactured and inventory sold. Kasi kung yan ay nagawa na at di nabebenta at matagal siyang mabenta, nagde-deteriorate rin at natutulog yung pera natin. The average collection period, on the other hand, refers to the time when the sale made and collected. So, kunyari, nakabenta ka o accounts receivable, gaano katagal on average days na kokolekta yung pera? Kasi mas matagal, syempre, mas matagal mo makukuha yung pera, which will make you illiquid. So, both measured in days. So, the next one is the what we call operating cycle, no, which is the average age of inventory plus the average collection period. So, pinagsamang gaano ba katagal mabenta yung na-produce na product at gaano ba katagal makolekta yung nabenta nating product. No? So, firms would generally want to speed up their operating cycle. No? Yun naman yung mas mabilis dapat paikutin yung pera. The faster operating cycle is, the faster they can convert other forms of current asset to cash. No? Kasi pag mabilis umikot ang pera, mas mababayaran mo agad yung current obligations mo. However, the process of producing and selling goods would incur obligation to purchases of raw materials or finished goods. So, ganun naman yun. Pag nakakabenta ka ng product, syempre, you are required to buy supplies or raw materials. No? And accounts payable reduces number of days of firm's resource has tied to its operating cycle. So, thus, including accounts payable in our earlier equation, so gives us the firm's accounts cash conversion cycle, which is operating cycle minus the payment period. So, dito naman, no, the average payment period is the time it takes for the firm to pay its accounts payable. No? Kung gaano ka bilis natin mabayaran yung ating mga payables like the electricity, labor, etc. So, the operating cycle less average payment period provides us the firm's cash conversion cycle. So, ito yung magiging formula natin for that, which is the average age of inventory plus the average collection period minus the average payment period. So to illustrate, no, let's say Blue Manufacturing had an average age of inventory of 18.5 days, okay? While average collection period of 48.5 days and an average payment period of 53.5 days. So with that, no, we could able to see that this one, no, 18.5 plus 48.5, that is the operating cycle, which is 67 days. Then we have this average payment period, no, which is 67 days minus the 53.5 average payment period days, which is our cash conversion cycle is 13.5 days. So now let's have another topic which is all about the inventory management. So ano nga ba ang inventory management to? So, syempre ikaw as a businessman, you want to manage your inventory at i-convert ito as quickly as possible into cash, no? Syempre, iniiwasan mo yung ma-lose yung sales mo due to the stockouts or wala kang stocks. And yung financial manager na play a crucial role in overseeing the firms maintain an appropriate quantity of inventory. Kasi nga, dapat yung inventory mo nasa optimal level para maiwasan yung stockouts or out of stock. So, not too much and not too little. So, syempre, dapat kahit paano, no, may buffer ka, no, in maintaining yung inventory. Normally, 10 to 20% based on my experience. Then, maintaining too much inventory implies that the firm incurs more costs associated with carrying these inventories. However, carrying too little inventory quantities might lead to possible stockouts that would lead to further lost sales, and worse, lost customers. Diba? So, as you can see, there are three types of inventory. Meron tayong raw materials, work in process, and finished good. From the keyword raw materials, ito yung purchase materials natin na hindi pa na-produce. Ito naman, yung work in process, ito naman yung, yun nga, yung nagagawa na pero hindi pa tapos. Pero finished goods, tapos nang gawin yung product. So, one of the common techniques in inventory is the ABC inventory system or ABC analysis, kung saan kinakategorize natin yung inventory. Pag class A, ito yung high valued item. So, dapat ingatan natin to kasi pag nawala to, malaking losses to. Yung B, on the other hand, average cost items naman to. So, syempre, no, ingatan pa rin natin to pero uh, hindi siya kasing stricter ng high valued or class A. And while C, no, pwedeng somehow mga low cost to. So, yes, kailangan may security pa rin, pero pwede mong somehow, no, mag-lose ka ng security. Total, pag may nawala dyan, hindi ganun kalaking impact sa atin. Then, in terms of accounts receivable management, nasabi na natin to. So, yun nga, we want to collect as much as possible, no, yung quickly, yung mga account receivable. Okay? So, that sounds accounts receivable management practices would form three parts, no? We have number one is the credit selection, the credit terms, and credit monitoring. Credit selection, paano ka ba magpapautang kay customers? Kunyari, credit terms, ilang months ba? As credit monitoring, nako-collect mo ba? Namo-monitor mo ba yung collection? So, in terms of credit selection, um, we have this of course, no, pag mamili, kunyari, we want to select, no, sino ba yung pwedeng mangkuntang sa atin, we have to analyze, no, certain criteria. Okay? So, the first one is the character. Ayan, which is yung applicant ba ay may mga record na okay, na credible ba siyang magbabayad. Letter B, capacity. May kakayahan ba siyang magbayad? Capital, no? Do you have enough capital na magpautang? At still, you will have enough working capital, cash, inventory, no, for your business. Then, of course, you have to also consider collateral. Pag hindi sila nakapagbayad, ano yung pwede nilang kapalit, no, na collateral as a security. And of course, condition, no. So, may mga, kunyari, hindi makabayad yung customers, kakayanin ba nung business, no, with the current economic situation, or kunyari, no, ikaw ba ay kaya magpautang with the current economic situation na pwedeng yung mga clients doesn't have enough money, yung mga ganun. So, sabi dito, the 5 C's of credit will allow the firm to carefully assess customers' ability to repay its obligation, no? So, normally, meron din sila mga guarantor. So, yun yung parang nangyayari. And once nakita nila, okay, so they will grant credit to the customers. I-approve nila yung loan requests or application. And the last one is the credit scoring. So, kunyari, no, magaling, ikaw nangutang ka, tapos, um, lagi kang nagbabayad on time. So, kunyari sa mga credit card, no? Kunyari, let's say, yung initial credit limit mo si 30,000, tapos nakita nila, ano ka, on time ka magbayad. So, pwedeng yung 30,000 na credit limit maging 100,000 yun. So, that's all, and thank you so much.